Final update. My wife loved using my car, and I never thought twice about it. But when it broke down and the mechanic suggested reviewing the security camera, what I saw left me in shock. Part 2. I slammed the door behind me and never looked back. I didn't stop walking until I reached my car, my own car, the one she used like it was some personal getaway vehicle for her little affairs. My hands were steady as I gripped the wheel, but inside, everything was a storm. I sat there for a moment, staring at the house we built together, the house where I had spent years believing in a lie. And now it was just another place on a map, another place I wouldn't be returning to. My phone buzzed. Madison. I let it ring, then another call and another. I finally picked up, not because I wanted to hear her voice but because I wanted to see what excuse she'd come up with next. The second I answered, she was already talking. Eric, listen, let's not do anything stupid, okay? I laughed, a dry, humorless laugh. Stupid? I repeated. Like I don't know, cheating on my spouse? She groaned. Come on, you're really going to be dramatic about this? I gripped the phone tighter. Dramatic, Madison? You've been sneaking around behind my back for who knows how long, and I'm the one being dramatic? She sighed, and I could hear the fake patience in her voice. Look, I know you're upset, but we can work through this. We've been together too long to just throw everything away. I shook my head, staring at my reflection in the rearview mirror. I barely recognized myself. You threw it away, Madison, not me. There was silence, then her voice turned sharp. So that's it? You're just walking out? Yeah, I said simply. I am. Her voice wavered. You're not serious. I've never been more serious in my life, I replied. Another pause, and then just like that, the real her came out. Fine, she snapped. Go see if I care. You think you're so much better than me? Newsflash, Eric, you're nothing without me. You're a boring, predictable loser, and you'll be begging to come back. I exhaled through my nose. You know, Madison, the saddest part of all this is that I actually loved you. She didn't answer. I hung up, tossed the phone on the passenger seat, then I put the car in drive and left that life behind. The city lights blurred as I drove, my mind racing faster than the car. I had nowhere to go, but anywhere was better than where I'd been. I turned onto an empty road, gripping the wheel so tight my fingers ached. The anger was still there, boiling under my skin, but now there was something else creeping in, clarity. Madison wasn't calling anymore. Maybe she finally understood I was done, or maybe she was already back in Tyler's arms, laughing about how I overreacted. The thought made my stomach turn. I pulled into an empty parking lot, killing the engine for the first time in hours. Everything was silent, just me, the car, and the reality I was finally facing. I opened my phone and scrolled through our old messages, so many I love yous, so many plans for the future. It all felt like a joke now. I deleted them, every single one. A knock on my window made me jump. I turned, my heart hammering. It was Jake, the mechanic. I rolled the window down, confused. Jake, what the hell are you doing here? He shrugged. Saw you pull in, you look like you needed a beer. I let out a breath, running a hand through my hair. Man, you have no idea. He handed me a cold one from a six-pack leaning against the car. So, you going to tell me what's up, or do I have to guess? I cracked open the can, took a long sip. You ever wake up and realize the person you've been sleeping next to for years is a total stranger? Jake whistled. Damn, that bad? I laughed bitterly. Worse. He didn't push, just took a sip of his own beer and nodded. Yeah, been there. My wife ran off with my best friend, took half my money and my dog. I raised an eyebrow. Your dog? He sighed. Damn right. And you know what? I still miss that mutt more than I ever missed her. For the first time all night, I actually smiled, just a little. That's rough, man. He shrugged. Life has a way of cleaning house for you. You just have to know when to stop holding on to garbage. I let his words sink in, staring out at the empty street. For the first time since I watched that video, I felt something other than anger. I felt free. I sat there for a while, letting the cold air and the weight of Jake's words settle in. The beer in my hand was half empty, condensation dripping down the side, but I barely noticed. Everything felt quieter, not calm exactly, but like the storm had finally passed. Jake cracked open another can, taking a slow sip. So, what's next? I exhaled, shaking my head. Hell if I know. Guess I got to figure out what life looks like without Madison in it. He smirked. Trust me, that's the best part. I raised an eyebrow. Starting over? Yeah, he said, stretching his legs out. No more stress, no more fake smiles. You get to do whatever the hell you want without someone sucking the life out of you. I scoffed. Easy for you to say, you're on the other side of it, he chuckled. Yeah, well, you will be too. He paused, letting me absorb his words. Let me ask you something, though, if she hadn't been dumb enough to get caught, how long do you think you'd have kept living that lie? I didn't answer right away because deep down, I knew the truth. I would have kept believing in her and us. I would have kept lying to myself because I thought what we had was real, because the truth was too damn painful to consider. Jake saw it in my face and nodded. Yeah, that's what I thought. He crushed his empty can, tossing it in a nearby trash bin. Sometimes life does you a favor by ripping the bandage off. I took another sip of beer, staring at the city skyline in the distance. Maybe he was right. My phone buzzed again. I already knew who it was before I even looked. Madison. I flipped it over, not bothering to read the message. Jake chuckled. That her? I nodded. You going to answer? I thought about it, really thought about it, then without hesitation, I opened my phone, found her number, and hit block. Jake let out a low whistle. Damn, didn't think you had it in you. I tossed my phone onto the dashboard. Neither did I. He clapped me on the back. Guess that means you're officially a free man. I exhaled. Free, yeah, that sounds about right. I finished my beer, tossed the can, and finally started the car. I think I need a fresh start, I said. Jake grinned. Now you're talking. And with that, I drove off, leaving the past exactly where it belonged, behind me. The engine hummed as I drove, the city lights blurring into streaks of yellow and red. My phone stayed face down on the passenger seat, silent, no more calls, no more texts, no more matter. For the first time in a long time, I felt like I could breathe. I didn't go home, that wasn't home anymore. I booked a hotel room, paid for a week up front, and tossed my bag onto the bed. The space was small, sterile, nothing like the house I had shared with her, but that was the point. I stood in front of the bathroom mirror, staring at my own reflection. I looked different, or maybe I was just seeing myself clearly for the first time in years. No more blind trust, no more playing the fool. I ran a hand over my face and exhaled. I wasn't broken, I was done. The next morning, I went back to the house, but not for long. I packed everything I needed, the rest she could have, let her keep the furniture, the pictures, the stupid souvenirs we bought on trips that meant nothing now. I didn't care. I left my key on the counter and walked out the front door without looking back. It wasn't until I was halfway to the car that I saw her. Madison stood on the driveway, arms crossed, watching me with that same smug expression she always had when she thought she was in control. So, that's it? She said, tilting her head. You're just going to run away? I opened the trunk and tossed my bag inside. No, I'm moving on. She rolled her eyes. Oh, please, you're not built for that. You need me, Eric, you always have. I smirked, shutting the trunk. Funny, I was just thinking the same thing about you and Tyler. Her expression flickered just for a second, but I caught it. She recovered fast, scoffing. You're pathetic. I nodded. Maybe, but at least I'm not a liar. She folded her arms tighter, watching me like she was waiting for me to crack, to come crawling back. But she had nothing left to hold over me. I got in the car, started the engine, and pulled away, leaving her standing there in the rearview mirror. That was the last time I ever saw her. I didn't move to another city, I didn't change my name or reinvent myself. I just kept going. It wasn't easy at first. Some nights, I felt the weight of everything hit me all over again, the betrayal, the humiliation, the sheer stupidity of how blind I had been. But those nights got fewer, the pain faded. One day, I woke up and realized I hadn't thought about her at all. I got my own place, a small apartment, nothing fancy, but it was mine. I made new routines, met new people, and you know what? Life went on. I didn't need revenge, I didn't need to make her pay. Walking away was the best thing I ever did, because in the end, I won.